In this video, I'm going to show you how you can connect up an OpenAI module to make.com. So normally I go through really big complex automations and they normally involve some form of AI. And the most common AI that we use when building automations on make.com is the OpenAI node. And I can understand it is a little bit confusing for beginners to know exactly how to set up. So I'm going to go through it right here. Okay, so now that you're logged into make.com, you just need to click on this plus icon over here and then click on OpenAI. So if I just type it in, just to make it super easy, then you can see there's an OpenAI section over here. And if you click this, you should see a create a completion prompt. This is essentially just like typing into ChatGPT and getting a response. So this is the module we're going to use for this demonstration. So I'm going to click on this over here and you should see there should be a connection. Yours will look blank. I've of course connected stuff up previously to this account, but I'm going to show you exactly how you can do it. So once you click add over here, you can see it's going to ask you for an API key and an organization ID. So I'm going to show you how you can get these two variables. Okay, so this is how you can get your organization key and your OpenAI API key. So you need to type in OpenAI API into Google, and then the first search result should be this OpenAI API overview. If you just click on here and then log in, you can use your normal ChatGPT account to log in. It doesn't matter if you have a paid ChatGPT plan or a free ChatGPT plan. The process is exactly the same. OpenAI unfortunately don't give you any free API credits for paying for the paid version of ChatGPT, so it won't make any difference. So now that you're all logged in, you should see in the top right, there should no longer be a sign in button and you should have this little profile icon over here. The next step is to click on settings and go to API keys, and you should create a new secret key, and this should give you an API key. Jot this down somewhere really safe because you're going to need it in the future. And this is what we're going to fill into our API key variable. So now that we've gone and got the API key, the next step is to go and get our organization key. And this is super easy. You just go under organization and then general, and you should find your organization ID over here. So now that you've got both the keys, the next step is to actually add money into your OpenAI account so the API can run on this money. So how an API works, first of all, is it's a pay by usage plan. So here's the pricing, and you can flick through this. The most expensive model is the OpenAI O1 model, and then a cheaper model is the OpenAI O3 model if you need reasoning but you don't want to pay the crazy fees of an OpenAI O1 model. And the one I use the most is actually the GPT-4o mini model. This is because it's so cost effective and it pretty much does most of the things I need it to do within an automation. Of course, if I'm having like development chat with AI, I really like to either use OpenAI O1 or OpenAI O3 mini. But just for like general tasks that you're typically going to need an automation to do, GPT-4o mini is great. And if you're like writing out like a massive blog, then of course I would recommend GPT-4o. So you can use these AI models depending on what you're doing. So obviously you start with the most cost-effective solution and then work your way up if that cost-effective solution doesn't match exactly what you're trying to do within your project. So 1 million tokens is roughly 750,000 words. So for example here, if you put an input of 750,000 words into the OpenAI O1 model, then it would cost you $15. And if OpenAI outputted 750,000 words from any request you put in, that would cost you $60. So now that you understand exactly how much all of this costs, this is how you add money into your OpenAI API account. So you go to billing over here. And I've already got credit in mind because I use this and also auto recharges on. However, you can just click add to credit balance, enter your card details in, really simple, just add in how much money you'd like in there and then it will run. I highly recommend if you're using automations on a continuous basis to have auto recharge on, just so your automations don't break because you don't have enough OpenAI API credits, because that would be super annoying if you have an automation that your business depends on and it crashes because you don't have enough credit. It can be really tough to trying to fix that and call, and there's a lot of work and make essentially. So now that you've added credit, you've got your API key, you've got your organization key, and now you understand how much API costs actually go in it. Understand it's pay per usage and it's got nothing to do with your actual ChatGPT paid plan that you might be paying for. We're ready to go and integrate this into make.com. So simply you just copy and paste your API key into here, you copy and paste your organization ID into here, and then you just click save, and this will go and create an OpenAI connection. Awesome. So now your API key, your organization key is all connected up in make.com. And this module is pretty much set up. Now you just need to configure it for your use case. And I'm going to show you exactly how to do that. So the selected method should just be create a chat completion. And the model, I'm going to pick my favorite model, which is the GPT-4o mini model, but you can pick whatever it is for your use case. If you're doing something more complex, then I would recommend using GPT-4o or even GPT-01 or GPT-03 mini. But of course, I'm going to use GPT-4o mini because I really like that one. And then you have messages. You just add in your messages. You put role as user, and then you can just add whatever text content you want in, like, for example, create a 3-day workout plan. This is a really simple prompt just for this example. And max completion tokens. This is if you want to limit the number of tokens it can use to make sure your build doesn't rack up really high. GPT-4o is really cheap. So quite honestly, I just leave it at this. It doesn't really make a difference. And if I just click run this module, you'll see this module will run. It will basically query ChatGPT just like you would in the chat, just saying, create me a 3-day work plan. So now it's finished, and this is what the output looks like. So we have the messages, which was what we put in, content, create a 3-day work plan. It shows you what model we've put in there and all the other statistics over here. And the result is where the actual answer is. So you can see here it has a balanced 3-day workout plan, just like you know how ChatGPT would give you any output. So that's exactly how you can connect up ChatGPT in any of your different scenarios, and it's super valuable because you can integrate this with an automation. You can even put variables in here. So say you've typed something out into a Google Sheet, you can pass that into the actual prompt so it does something different every single time. Watch my other videos if you want to see this module in action in a much larger automation. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, it'd help out a ton if you could interact with it. Thank you so much, and I'll see you in the next one.